Ocarina of Time changed Zelda games forever, and did so almost immediately.
The N64 controller is barely worn before we're shown something that not only changes future Zelda games, but also makes you see all the previous 2D entries differently.
Link's dream sequence right at the beginning of the game was a sensory overload. We finally saw the titular characters in 3D, and got right up close and personal with Link and Zelda for the first time.
And Zelda looks bloody terrified. Then Ganondorf shows up like some kind of an evil child catcher. All that's missing is the lollipop and the sack. Pure nightmare fuel.
That's the point, Hell! Before this, the dangers in Zelda games were more abstract and less personal. Now it's like we can feel the rain on our faces. We see the fear in their eyes. It's about saving real people, not just pixelated sprites.
Yeah, now it's more like a soap opera.
Well, that's the beauty of it. This 25-second dream sequence didn't just change Ocarina of Time, it changed how games could tell stories. It arguably did more in 25 seconds than what all the previous Zelda games managed to do in their entirety.
This is of course all just a prophetic dream Link is having, but I prefer the way the real event unfolds when you finally get to it. All Ganondorf does in the end is give Link a magical slap in the face and then ride off into the night. Although to be fair, I'd want to slap that look off his face too.
If there's one thing that separates fully 3D Zelda games from the more traditional top-down ones, is the ability to observe the emotions of each character up close. Even the recent Echoes of Wisdom, while an excellent game in its own right, doesn't deliver the same emotional weight as, say, The Wind Waker or Twilight Princess.
Yeah, well, it was never going to. It's like we're just distant observers pulling the strings from up on high.
That's right! Whenever we discuss top Zelda moments, there's a good chance it's the big emotional ones from the 3D games that spring to mind. And considering this 25-second sequence was our very first introduction to such moments, I'd say Nintendo immediately knocked it right out of the park, and Zelda games have never looked back.
Oh, Zelda games look back all the time. Remasters, remakes, top-down games. The only time Link and Zelda were actually expressive was in The Wind Waker. In Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda looks like she's been perpetually shown a picture of a puppy with a gun to its head, and Link looks like a glass of water with a face drawn on it. Skyward Sword had its moments for sure, like when Zelda recklessly pushes Link to his death, but they were few and far between. Everyone in Twilight Princess looks like they've had a lobotomy.
Are you going somewhere with this?
This sequence didn't change Zelda forever. It changed Zelda for about 2 games before they defaulted back to dullness.
Oh, seriously? Aren't you forgetting Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks?
Oh yeah, sorry, but there's only so much expression one can see on a 256p screen. If you don't mind hearing swear words ruder than the word bottom, you can watch the full show here. It's also on Spotify if you're so inclined. Now I'm off for a massive poo. See you soon!